Nethaneel, solid start to the year it seems. How do you analyse that?
I personally would have wanted more, but I have to be gracious in what I've been able to achieve, which is first and foremost being healthy. I ran thereabouts around my personal best, which usually sets me up for greater things outdoors. So I just have to keep grinding and see where it can take me.
And where are you with the distances at the minute? The 60, the 1, the 2 overall?
The 200 is my baby. The 60 I love, but it doesn't seem to love me. So it's a tricky one. And then the 100 we have our moments. But at the end of the day, I believe my 60 get better, my 100 get better, my 100 gets better, my 200 gets better. That's why I try to execute each one with as much intent as possible.
And as an athlete now, now you're in your 30s. I mean, sorry I had to mention that.
It's the truth.
But in terms of the experience that you've now got within the sport, looking back to when you were starting out all those years ago, how do you reflect on that journey overall?
Well, as you said, sorry, I got some sweat in my eyes, sorry.
All good.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be around the block now, and I have to be a bit cautious, a bit smart how I execute things, because I'm a workaholic. So it's about finding that balance between work and, I guess, backing off just a little bit. But as I said, once I'm healthy, I'm always going to put the work in and try to be the best version of myself.
And this year, what are your big aims? Obviously, the Olympics was such a big thing last year.
Once health is on the table, regain my British title, and then with that, make the World Championship final at the 200.
And lastly for me, but athletics, it's going through a big change at the minute with Grand Slam track, events like that. This is obviously a new event as well. What do you make of that change in the landscape? Is it good for the sport?
It's fantastic. I mean, the more competitions, hopefully can draw the more crowds, the more sponsorships, the more money, and ultimately the sport's in a brighter place. I think visibility is really important for the sport. So with this being on BBC Red Button and YouTube is great, but we're trying to get to the mainstream, to be on mainstay TV, and just keep drawing the crowd. And one thing I can always say about the British crowd is fantastic. Amongst my travels, I said I'm a veteran, so I don't think the British crowd can do much more than they do. But hopefully we can inspire the rest of the other nations to keep pushing the sport forward in a positive light.